Hi, Congregation Beth Am. It's Rabbi Rosenberg with another teaching from this week's Torah portion. Parashat Re'eh begins with the words, Re'eh anochi noten lifnechem hayom bracha uklala. See, this day I have set before you blessing and curse. What the English can't really capture, though, is that the grammar of the Hebrew is a little bit messed up. The opening word Re'eh, which means see, is in the singular, and the word before you, lifnechem, is in the plural. So God says to each individual, you look, I've placed before all of you today blessing and curse. Why would it be shifting from the singular into the plural? Well, according to a sage known as the Kli Yakar, this is to get us to think about the impact that our individual actions can have on the entire community or on the entire world. He quotes an ancient midrash that says that every person should imagine that the world is perfectly balanced between good and bad, and that the next thing that we do might actually tilt the scales one way or another and decide that we're all going to be blessed or we're all going to be cursed. I don't think that we're necessarily trying to instill an overwhelming sense of pressure on all of us, saying that if you mess up this next moment, everybody might die. I don't think that's exactly the force here. I think what we're being taught is that we have to realize the impact that we can have. That sometimes a single act taken by a single person can have enormous consequences. The problems of the world and the situation of the world is so enormous and so overwhelming. And it often feels as if anything that we do is just screaming into the wind. It's irrelevant. It's trying to add some water to the ocean, trying to chip away at a mountain, use whatever metaphor you want. It's pointless. I mean, what can one single person do? The fact is that sometimes we can do quite a lot. We can't change the problems of the entire world, usually. Every now and then someone can, but we can have such an enormous impact on a person or on a moment. We have an enormous power within us to make this moment in this place, wherever we are, more or less holy. And so even though it's almost inevitable that sometimes we'll feel just completely overwhelmed by the enormity of our situation, by the enormity of the pain that we're seeing in the world, by all the trouble, even though that can get overwhelming, we can't ever despair. We have to remind ourselves that sometimes a single act can make all of the difference. So hopefully, in the middle of all of this enormous COVID trouble, for lack of a better phrase, hopefully we can remember that what we do really can make a difference. And sometimes our own little selves can have an enormous impact on the entire world. Take care, everybody. I'll see you soon.